Freak City by Boosius, 2021 to 2025. We will try the Mario game, not the Luigi game. Just generally, I just like the Mario game better. This is Mario's house. This is a chuck. I'm abusing the chuck for no apparent reason. Well, I guess we'll go down the pipe. Mario hops into the strange color-shifting pipe in hopes of fame and fortune. Hilarity ensues. Oh boy, that's exciting. Do like hilarity ensuing. Alright. Danger Beach. I have 0 exits out of 96, I think. Oh, it's doing that thing. It's always weird you have the things where the camera tracks you like this. It doesn't feel right. Oops. There we go. Can I get on the pipe? No. Can I eat this guy? It's probably the case that I need the speed to avoid our good friend, the Sleepy Ted. Why is there a notch in that pipe down there? Oh, in case you decided to go that way. Weird. Alright, well that was a level. Thanks to good luck. How you doing, Olga? There's 2 exits. Are they all red dots? Go to the Mystery Village. And consider the options of areas. Press X. Hello, Mario. Welcome to this small village. It seems that all sorts of people have shown up recently. Have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again. Until then, keep that D-pad smoking. Alright. We have an object that we can move around. Oh, I like the birds. Birds are fun. Okay. Hey, it's another cat. The pipe that brought you here appeared at my home too. I got a little curious and jumped in. Too curious, in fact. Now I'm stuck here until we can find a way back. Aw, poor cat. And poor me for having thrown my spring up there. That wasn't smart. Now I can't talk to the cat or get the moons. Let's try again. They are similar but unrelated cats. There we go. You see that moon up there? Some say if you collect them all, you're pretty cool. Alright. Some moons require their respective moon switch to be pressed first. Happy hunting. Alright, so there's a lot of moons in this hack. I don't actually know that much about what's going on in this hack, to be frank. Legends tell of a land beyond here that can only be visited if one is to prove they have what it takes. Alright. 80 exits. I'm gonna guess this doesn't work. Or will put me someplace hilarious. Legends tell of a land beyond here. That's what it takes. Oh. So, new. What about this hole? That kills you. I guess I should have seen that coming in retrospect. Always have to check this. Nope. Ooh, hey, hey. Yes! Freak City. Hey, cat. Hi, Mario. Welcome to my secret base away from all those freaks. I'll try my best to help you on your journey, so good luck out there. Oh, whoops. Whee! Side exit? Yeah, side exit. That's not what I wanted, though. I wanted the actual exit. Mistakes were made. Possibly. Alright, this time we'll get the orb. Yay, I got the coin too. Come on, get the... Oh, it doesn't bounce on the surface. Dang. Continue and save. I'm so confused about the exits. Oh, this one's blue now. Alright, well, I'll just assume red dots only have 1 exit until otherwise... Oh, no. This is gonna be confusing. How do I know what levels I've beaten? Is there a check mark? No. Okay. Guess we'll have to just be clever. That's a bumpty. And that's lava. It reminds me an awful lot of Slurpees. Maybe I'm just thirsty. Oh, look at the happy crabs. And little sand castle. This game's got charm. Oh. Darn crabs. Got a Diglett. And what looks like a Pokemon, maybe? Or maybe it's just the same cat. It's a sand cat. Sand cats, my understanding, fairly rare critters. Don't actually know that much about them, but they are very cute. But to be fair, that's the case with most cats. Like, period. They just, you know, they're cats. Domesticated or not, they're just... Oh, wait, that was a Pinscherry one. What's up, Matt? Exits 2. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm a little confused too, Kappa, but I'm not entirely there yet. Exits 2, I think, is the number of exits I presently have. So it's not quite the same thing. Also, okay, that's how you can tell the difference. They're less happy. Is this just a Kaizo block? No, it is not. What was the point of that? Mistakes were made. The ceiling, look for a bit. On the bottom right. Yeah, at least I think it is. We'll see if it says 3 exits when I get out of the level after completing it, presuming that happens. And I don't continue to do dumb things, like jump into crabs that will kill me. Because, like, this isn't hard, I'm just dumb. I wonder if there's, like, a moon that will be here, but isn't presently. I like how the poof things happen on different areas of the screen than they're intended to. That's what you get for not checking certain things, only checking X positions and not Y positions. It happens. Yeah, so exits 3. Oh, they turn blue when you beat them. Okay, this is workable. But only after entering another level. This is probably an SA1 problem. Eh? Alright, I'm on a walk. It's an auto walker. We're going places. Not very quickly, but we're going. This cat's got tough feet. This is a cute little level. Is this a one-person collab contest collaboration? I don't think so. As far as I can tell, there's only one person who's made this since Boosius. It's just been a long time coming, and it's kind of just a bunch of ideas. A bit of a hodgepodge. How you doing, Max? It just looked interesting, and I picked it up before leaving, and I probably won't finish this by the time I leave again. In all honesty, since I'm leaving again Saturday. Going to AGDQ. Alright, cool. I didn't get killed by the Hammer Brother, for once. Might be a slight desync. There is an issue, I don't know if it's only on... it's been a while since I've seen this, but there's some extended overworld stuff that doesn't quite work right. On SA1, on hardware, and this struck... It's been a long time since I've seen this. I want to say the last game I saw that had this issue that I can remember, because it's been a while, was Mice 2. The Micening, whatever its full title is. And basically, overworld, there were some things on the overworld, mainly like the names would not update properly. I don't remember what the deal is precisely, but I suspect it's a timing issue. But yeah, this does feel like a collab hack with random ideas thrown at the walls for certain things. Whee! But yeah, it looked cute. I like Boosius' work. in general. Boosius did make the pokey sprite that I use, so... Dang it, just go under it. Anyway. Spent yesterday doing some of the housekeeping tasks for going to GDQ. Getting, like, hotels and planes set up. Got it sorted. I need to get one more hotel reservation for another thing and one more flight. Possibly 2 more flights, I haven't decided yet. Well, I do like taking the train on the East Coast. It takes a lot longer. Oh good, it works! I was worried. Oh, I need to do a full jump there. But yes, I'm gonna head out on Saturday, go to Pittsburgh, then go to DC, then go to Boston, and then come home and not think about traveling for several months. That's how it usually works around this time of year. I do a lot of traveling for Thanksgiving, and then Mystery Hunt. Okay, past these. And then I just want to travel. Last year I went in April and went somewhere, but like I said, usually I wander less sated. There we go. Oh good, the cat doesn't explode into a coin. That would have made me sad. Oh, but he did fall off a cliff. Well, oh, never mind. He's here with our pal Yoshi. Alright, so yeah, it doesn't turn blue at this point, save. But then you can see it's blue down here after it reloads properly. So I think that's not a problem. So we just get to go wherever we feel like and try it out. Silver stars in the Autumnal land. Sounds nice. Oh boy. Okay. I do like this track at least. Boop. Oh, silver stars. Like this is like Mario Galaxy. Maybe. Oops. Moderately fast scroll for that. This should be fine. I'm taking it. Oh, that was it. It just ends. That is not what I was expecting. Alright, so what happens if you don't collect all the stars in that level? Is there more? Also, I just noticed Counter Break is engaged, which makes a lot of sense. I suspect you can't get... you can't bring that you blue Yoshi that, like, the first level gives you into the rest of the level. Because that'd just be a bit silly. Oh, whoops. Ah, crud. The overworld is using Layer 1 events instead of tile reveal for the current level. Okay. Interesting. I will make a note of that, I guess. It's not a real, like, moderation note needs to be handled, but I suspect Boosius would appreciate knowing why that happens. Looking at the list of testers, I'll be shocked if I find anything that, like, actually sets this back. Like, Mischievous Mark tested this, and Hawaluta tested it. And peeps with good solid heads on their shoulders. As opposed to liquid heads, I guess. Okay, so yeah, this is just... Well, okay. Does he come back? I want to check, because theoretically this is a soft lock if he doesn't come back. Because you can't... Oh, never mind, he does. Alright, so whatever then. Start select that. We've done due diligence on that level. Not sure it's going to work with castles. Hoppycat's Grove. Like cats that hop. Oh, wait. These creatures will jump exactly when you do, even if they're in midair. I'm noticing a potential softfly, but it wasn't, so it worked out. Because again, he comes back. If you have a fire flower, it's gonna be a softfly. There's no fire flower available. Like, all there is that mushroom. Ah, I'm not good at Hoppycats. Wait, hold up. I'm doing this dumb. Wait, why didn't he jump? I keep trying to do something silly here, and it just doesn't make... Ow. Doesn't need to be as complicated as I'm making it. Oh! Rude. Oh, I see now what it meant by even in the air. It's not if it's doing another jump. It's if it falls off of a platform, it will still jump after the fact. Right. Some gimmicks do not work well for this, for me. Okay, there we go. I need to, like, do that. Can I mash jump? I mean, not really. It doesn't appear to make a difference into how it's implemented. I think it's definitely a pause edge thing. Even switching between the two different types of jump, nothing. It's funny, because all I need to do there is just, like, walk under the cat. Alright, well, at least we saw the next part. Yeah, it's a drop jump. Dang it. Anyway, in terms of things I should be doing, should be doing the CLDC judging, but I wasn't feeling quite up to that. And after I've been doing some traveling, I always want to have like a thing that isn't judging to kind of get myself back into the mindset. Drop some rust. So, since I did pick this up for moderation, it was a good call, I think. I'll play a bit of this, and then I think tomorrow I'll do some CLDC judging, very possibly. Nope. Or more of this, depending on what I'm feeling. And then, I was thinking on New Year's Day. No. It's not playing a 90 exit hack. It's moderating a 90 exit hack. That's marginally different. But the point carries. Like I said, probably not the best idea. Either way, I am still convinced I'll be able to finish up the judging before I head to the East Coast. At least in so much that there won't be any other, like, stream things. I think so. So, I leave on Saturday. It is presently Monday. That gives me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to do stuff. If I cannot, in fact, finish... I jump at the exact same height. If I can't actually finish, what, 10 exits worth of hacks before then, I'm in trouble, I guess. That worked. That was silly. But like I said, the major danger part for me is just not finishing the playthroughs in advance. And then I wouldn't be able to finish them until the 20th, which would be a problem. Because I will be gone for another 2 weeks, because that's how that's working. GDQ, then go into MagFest afterwards. I keep doing that. And then, after that, spend a week in DC. Not quite a week. Head up to Boston on Thursday. For Mystery Hunt on Friday. And then come back on probably either Saturday or Monday. Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided yet. Like, the Mystery Hunt... Actually, what I need to do is look at who won. Tiny exit hack waiting. It's not the longest something's waited. Plus, I won't be traveling as much after. Like I said, I'll be back here. And it's always nice to have, like, a big ol' hack to do in your back pocket as a thing. Oh, wait. No, that's stupid. Why'd I do that? I had an idea, it just doesn't work. But yeah. It should work out. We have a little bit of time. My plan right now is, at least for New Year's Eve, probably do a daytime stream of some sort, and that can be CLDC. And I figure 2-ish streams will probably be enough, and if not, 3. This... I don't get how to do it consistently. I want to, like, build up some momentum by going back and forth under the brick. But we'll see. Oh. And there'll be at least a few streams while I'm out on the East Coast. Probably staying at either my sister's or my mom's. I don't know which yet. Need like a real big jump there from my buddy here, but he's not helping. Really wish these were 2 tiles. But alas. I was hoping it touched the edge. Okay, there we go. What the heck is that? I should have just jumped on it. It was probably a wiggler. Anyway. Had a nice college reunion thing yesterday. Probably would have streamed if not for that. I got back home on Saturday. Yeah, my flight came in at like 11 Saturday. Whoops. Had a fun experience. Snyder came to pick me up on Monday. Was it Monday? I think it was Monday. And we get in the car. We start talking about stuff. And we get all the way down to that one turn right before you get to SeaTac. The airport of choice for people who live in the Seattle area. And I'm like, oh wait, I'm not flying out of this airport. I'm flying out of Payne Field. So we went to the wrong airport almost. Which was completely my bad, because I didn't remind him and didn't even think about it until we were all the way there. Like, and when I mean all the way there, I mean basically, you know, maybe 5 more minutes of driving to get to the actual airport. A little bit embarrassing. And then when he picked me up at Payne Field on Saturday, I was like, yes, Payne Field, to reiterate, the one to the north, the one that is northern, the one that is Payne Field. Yeah, it was a nice little flight, nice little trip. It's gotta go faster there. Had some fun messing with my brother. Since I got him for Christmas, we do a Secret Santa thing, so each person tries to do like a $50-ish thing for a given sibling or spouse or what have you. And I got my brother a cast iron pan, and then I'm like, oh, that feels kind of lame. So I photoshopped up a picture of a MacBook on it. My initial plan was actually to surprise him in the morning and be like, hey, open Steam, you got some stuff. But his son has his Steam account now. I was looking in the list of names, so I was going to buy Squiggle something. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. My brother's account, which starts with an F, isn't here. But there's another account that looks strangely like the one I thought it was. No. That now starts with an M, as his son's name does. So, the funny thing is, apparently he wanted the account because it had Portal and other Half-Life 2 derived games on it. And you can't run Half-Life 2 games on Mac anymore. They don't have a 64-bit Mac build. Yeah, that's closer to what you're supposed to do. So, like, even if I wanted to, I can't boot up TF2 and just have a little go. Because they just decided not to, and 32-bit support has been dropped. I do wonder if there's, like, a way to make it work, like, with Rosetta or something. But I don't know. It's kind of a bummer, in all honesty. Because every once in a while, I just want to take out TF2 and just, like, tool around for, like, 15 minutes. Go to Higher Tower and just derp around with the rocket jumper or something. It was never good enough to Trollger, unfortunately. Not to mention just how ridiculously bad melee hit detection in TF2 is. But anyway, so I got him a few good puzzle games that I knew would work on a Mac, like Bob Is You and Patrick's Parabox. He seemed to like the Parablocks game so far. Got him Slay the Spire as well, because that's just a good, like... You don't have to put a lot of brain power into it once you understand... I need to stop doing that. When Stevie won, I actually do. I have crossover. I can do it. It has some issues, as is frequently seen when I stream those games. Like when I was streaming, I think, what was it, the Shantae games? Shanae games? The half-genie hero type. There were some issues with how the audio was sounding and stuff that I only noticed after I started streaming, which wasn't helpful. So I don't know if it'd work. I'd be willing to give it a shot at some point, but it's still an irritating thing. But these M-something laptops are powerful enough to make that work, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, I think you just need to build momentum there, and that's how to make that jump consistent. I'm not even into, like, the meat of this level, I suspect. Then again, all of the other levels so far have been fairly short. I hesitated and shouldn't have. Do not like this Hoppycat. Ow. But yeah, sometimes games don't work under wine, and you'd be surprised. Like, there's one that I was considering playing, what was I doing here? Right. It was one I was considering playing, because it came out, like, on December 1st or something, when I was playing through Dragon Mirrored, called Toroban, which is a really... Ow. Which is an interesting block pusher. I played it at MagFest last year and really enjoyed it. But it doesn't like working under wine. It gives an actual very specific error message, so I'm tempted to message him and say, hey, I'm trying to play this on a Mac under wine. Would you mind looking at this error message? It's oddly specific. So I might just, like, pop that in their Discord at some point in the near future, because it'd be a fun game to play when I'm out and about. And it's written in Rust, so I feel like Mac targeting should be easier, but I don't know. I just need to not jump as high. This is not a hard part. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. It's not difficult. Don't die to this thing while you're looking at it. Okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll take a screenshot of the error message and send it to him. That's actually really funny. Alright. Let's take a look at sewer rats. Everyone loves the sewer levels. Eh? Oh, I think I just cheesed it. Rat wisdom. You can always spin on a rat's cheese. Oh. I see. That's not a real rat. Overworld stars being fully white makes you more registered with blank stars as difficulty? Interesting. Well, it's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen... Oh, what? I guess I should make a marker for this. Is like you can despawn this rat. You might not want that behavior. I'm not really sure what you'd do otherwise, and the cost is pretty low, but a little bit weird. Oh yeah, I need to die now. Ninja cheeses. It's a very upbeat level for what this is. This is not the right way of doing any of this. I have an idea. Alright, that's why you shouldn't try that. It's interesting that's on a global timer. Cool, I just don't want those things on screen. That's a big... Oh! I didn't even see the projectile it threw at me. Anyway, I got Silk Song for Christmas, so maybe I have to see if that works. I mean, that's what I saw it as. That doesn't mean it's what it's supposed to be. Ah! Well, it throws baseballs. We know that now. Wink. Oh, Midway. That's a new one. Of course, it spawns me right at the big rat. This does not improve the situation. Okay, that rat needs to go. I have to push it away. This level's dangerously cheesy. Do you remember where else I've seen that, like, rat, lizard thing? Okay, so the cheese also despawns. That's an important detail I think I'd missed last time. There's a platform there? I think I've been making this particular jump a little bit harder than it needed to be. Yeah, I was making this harder than it needed to be. By being blind. Zelda 2. Oh, yeah. And Zelda 2. That was a game I sure played that I remember a lot of fondly. Oh, that was a game. Zelda 2 was a weird game. I just remember being mad about spell. It's like, what does spell do? You better watch out, I'm gonna cast a spell! I don't know what it does, but you know, I'll cast it. I need to be a little bit early if I want to try that. Blinded by fear. You're not wrong. Right, what is this? Oh, I can just do that. Not sure why that's not loading. SMW Central seems to be having problems from my perspective. Okay. I'd say a fear of rats is probably a reasonable one to have. They're pretty awful things. Hooray! Not hooray. Anti-hooray. Okay. Wait for the next throw. It's forever under cloud flare protection, killing previews. It's true. Oh, it nudged me. Okay. Wait for a cheese. Ow. There's plenty of things you'd be blinded by, like sand or science. Stop profession, death metal, slaughter. Oh, yeah, nope, there was no way I was going to guess that was the reference here. I was referencing the song She Blinded Me with Science, which I always get mixed up with, like, Weird Science. Which I think was a TV show? It might have been a movie. Vaguely remember being kind of Revenge of the Nerds-ish. They had a few movies like that. One day someone will register a URL, like fix us and recent bed submissions on Discord. Links and previews. It would be nice. Or maybe one day we can drop the Cloud Flare protection thing. I eventually got it sorted so I can do stuff on Oh no. Hopefully the other rat responds. I did get it sorted so I can do a few useful things on SMW Central via Python, because I was kind of stuck for a while thanks to Cloud Flare protection, which sucked. So I messaged Telink about it, and he's like, oh yeah, you can get an access token, but be careful with this because it's effectively your password. And I'm like, yeah, I'm familiar with this concept. I can work with this. So. Just wish it wouldn't take so long for the cheese to spawn. Got the cheese touch. Which I only learned about recently, I guess. I never was much for the, what was it, Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Definitely a little bit outside of my knowledge of, like, children's fiction. Basically, it was a running gag on the Underdogs channel for a while. It still might be. That Jordan's got the cheese touch. His Pac-Man has the cheese touch, at least. And he still hasn't managed to give it away yet. Really wish these behaved more like normal boomerangs. Oh. It's not hard, I'm just not doing it very well. Cheese. Okay, let them chuck their balls. They're like weird rebadged ninjas. Guess I'm not supposed to go up there? Okay, that sucked. Alright, let's see if this is finally loaded. Basilisk. Oh, that's what that is. Huh. This is a Rasilisk. Oh! Those things tend to spawn in just the right spot to throw me off. Come on, cheese. Give me the cheese. I like cheese. Cheese is fairly delicious. Irritatingly enough, it's one of the few things you can actually get at the Northern Airport in Seattle. Like, there's not much in the way of, like, amenities. It's not a very big airport. Like, what's there is nice, but it's not a very big airport. So, like, there's no Burger King or anything. Right. So, there's only Beecher's cheese, which I guess is local or something. And so, this is a problem. So basically all you can really get there is mac and cheese. Like, that's the only food available there. I think you can also get, like, a sandwich. But, like, yay. I mean, aside from that, I can't complain too much. I still do love flying out of that particular airport. And that airport does, apparently, will be or does already fly to Japan occasionally, which is ridiculous to me. Because I'm not even sure where they'd even, like, put in customs. Like, maybe you only could fly out but not back? I'm not really sure. Because there's not really anywhere for them to do customs unless, like, they're gonna use some, like, random, like, airplane storage location. Okay. I knew it was close. I need to recheck my connections. Getting more fuzz than I like to have. Ooh, Cake Hotel. Alright, well, let's see what, like, since I've got this surrounded by things I've beaten, it seems like it's reasonable to hit this up and see what it does upon beating. There is still work to be done. Press on, cake dealer. Oh. Cake, I get it. This is The Distance by Cake. An honestly fairly fun song. Oh, whoops. An odd choice to port in my book, but you know. I keep forgetting those aren't semi... I keep thinking those are 1F-Zeros. Like, this is something that makes sense to me. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He got a number of songs that were related to cars. Though I think this one was more metaphorical than just being about driving a car. There we go, I'll ditch that while we go around for no apparent reason. I'm not really sure why I wouldn't just try to jump up there. What? It can break? Oh, okay. Well, note to self, be more careful with the cake. I assumed this was a key, not a block. Oh, whoops. I guess it's very much, we took the MIDI version of The Distance by Cake and just kind of ran with it. I gotta love it, in all honesty. That's weird. It's that, like, thing from Undertale that shows up randomly. Naster or something? Still haven't played the new Deltarune levels, or Deltarune things. Okay. I don't think I can actually make that jump. Take a moment and chill. I think my goal is to deliver the cake to this guy. Everything makes sense now. Cake sense. Oh, man. Outer Wilds. Oh, yeah, that was another thing I did. Got some work done on. I got a lot of work done on various things while out and about. I had a theory about being able to detect useful audio events in some older streams of mine to make chaptering easier. So I did it for 3 things. I went and tried to make it work. Outer Wilds worked perfectly, except for the fact that the useful audio event that I was detecting doesn't happen with certain classes of death. So, aside from that minor issue, it's actually pretty good. Okay, here we go. Dang it! Any freaks in the City of Freaks? Oh, not too many. How you doing, Airsoft? Stand here. Not really sure why I'm allowed to skip that section, but I'm not going to complain about it. Come on. I've gone the distance. I should look at that area more closely when ascending. Hey! Oh, I panicked. I want cake now. An absurd number of gummies, but no cake. Oh yeah, but that was the audio event detection stuff. And it works for UFO 50. My theory was that I could use the start of the jingle that plays on the level or game select screen to delineate whenever I switch games, which works fine. It works perfectly well. I thought I might be able to use this to detect the Dark Souls death noise, but it's not so much. There we go. But I have another idea for that. Well, how do I tell if it's done or not? Oh well. Heart attack. You are free. I leave the rest to you. Protect me. Oh, okay. What is going on? This thing explodes if it touches you. And jumps. Okay. I understand what this level has in store for me. It explodes. There's nothing I can do. I can't think I can kill it by sliding into it. Kinda wanna try though. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Maybe I should. Whee! incredibly lucky. That worked! Ha-ha! Victory, I suppose. I was near the end of the level. I'll put that down as a marker. I'm not really gonna hold it against him. Hard to tell difficult of background and foreground. I agree. That was actually tricky, and I don't know if there's no way for me to tell. Yeah, I can't tell. I just noticed the football man right there. That's kind of cool. I guess the trick is I'll only surround them with beaten levels so I'll know that it's been beaten. Because otherwise it seems nightmarish. What? What was the name of this level? Well, what am I missing? It's very green. Can I exit? Okay, cool. I'm not... Oh, I can always start select. I don't have to worry about it. Star Sprinter. Star Sprinter? Shouldn't I have a star or something? It's gonna be a star sprint level? I feel like something's missing here. Yeah, maybe I can't do this level yet. Ah, Star Sprinter. Yeah, okay. I assumed this would be a different thing. Yeah, I'm a moron. Maybe I wanted to lose that cat. Maybe you're a moron. Maybe. Anyway, if you want the real dumb cat, you'll have to pay up. You're supposed to pay me. No dice. Looks like the cat's out of the bag. Come on, man. Don't puss out on me. Where are you? I want to punch you in the face. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Turns out I was the cat all along. What a twist! Let me just avoid that. Let me think about this one for a minute. Ow. I love that stupid animation, I'm gonna be honest. I wonder if that guy's still on YouTube. I think his name was like Sexual Lobster or something. He had a far more popular video called Parody, which was about making dumb parodies of things. Gave Pikachu ridiculous-sized breasts to protest something or other. It's like, but we can't show nipples because YouTube is run by Puritans. But then he draws Batman with, of course, his bat armor that has bat nipples to just kind of demonstrate the futility of this, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, also, I did come up with an idea for Dark Souls. It took me a while to think about that, to figure this out, but I realized that one of the ways you can tell that you've died in Dark Souls is very simple. It's the number of souls goes down to 0. It's very rare that you're able to, like, use all your souls in one go. So I figured with a not terrible false negative rate, I can just watch the souls counter. Anytime it drops from nothing to 0, and I mean nothing here to mean the number, not a number. And that's the case. It's likely that I've either died or just loaded the game. I need to do a spin jump there. I keep not wanting to because I think I'll land on the thwimp. But yeah. Right. Either way, something to play around with a bit more when I'm out and about and feeling up to doing that kind of programming. You stop doing that. Haven't done anything with, like, character OCRing in a while. I found a decent Python library to take care of the messy bits. And the nice thing is, looking at Dark Souls itself, it does look like it uses a fairly standard font, so it doesn't even need to be, like, tricky image analysis. Oh, those kill you regardless. I assumed the spikes and munchers were simply aesthetically different. It's a very green level. I still like levels that are very green over levels that are very blue. Which is to say, I'm still marginally annoyed at that one jump level that was blindingly blue, and I believe made by Yopi. That level was unpleasant, to say the least. What if Yopi's still making stuff? Always fascinating to me to see who kind of comes in and out of this. Crud. Nah, this runs toast. There's a door. That's a good sign. Yeah, I should just use spin jump for the rest. I mostly need smaller jumps anyway. There we go. What is going on? I've noticed an unfortunate... Wait, what? I guess I didn't want that. Guess we'll just try to do the Wendy fight as quickly as possible. I don't think I understood what I was supposed to do there properly. The one with the thing that follows you when I killed with a slide is a JoJo reference? Really? I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. I got a rock. Pokey is confused. The green haze was no match for Mario or Pokey's superstar power. But what could be ahead? Thanks for the GG. I actually have, like, a chunk of JoJo downloaded to read on this laptop. Cement Man! I don't like that Mega Man boss. Mario has a heart attack? Really? I'm gonna assume this was after I stopped reading JoJo, then. A Pokey hit his head. It's true. Oh! Eh? Oh, I see. I have to wait for this to grow up. Wait, what killed me? I didn't even read the level name. I should have. What killed me? This is a level, yes. It's part of a level. Am I missing something? Okay, that. Oh, the stand's name is Sheer Heart Attack. This might... Oh, with the bombs. I think I did read up through that point. I like how for the longest time he tried to do, like, reasonably, plausibly, deniable thing. Okay, just... Am I being dumb, or does there look like a reason why I should be dying there to anyone else? Is this really all this is? Just ascend? Oops. It's an example of just because you can do a thing, maybe you shouldn't. Yeah, like, why did that kill me? I guess these blocks have an expiry date or something? A block is forming inside of me, maybe? But, like, the block should only be forming if I'm pushing it downward. Oh, you might have something to that. Yeah, I think you're onto it. Because once the mushroom catches up, then it kills me, and that's why. Okay, that makes sense. I really hope I don't have to go that high up here. This is asymmetric. I also got nothing out of it. Hey! Okay. Nope. It ate the block. Okay. At least I see the ending. Maybe. Okay. No. Make a dang brick. Okay. I'm getting close. Oh, that was so dumb of me. Yeah, the worst part is sometimes you just don't get a block out of it. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 blocks out of it. Well, it's 1 block. Oh, I need to jump up. I'm gonna really wish I had gotten it on that attempt. Really wish. Kill it. Kill it. There we go. No! This is a level. Okay. Anyway, been listening to The Door into Summer, which is, as per usual with 60s sci-fi, is, oh, come on now, entertaining but weird. Just got to the part where our protagonist ended up meeting up with people in a nudist colony. Ow! Though admittedly, I was a bit surprised, because I spent a lot of the time for the last few chapters trying to figure out how... Ow! The specific issue, really... In fact, the whole book is written in a bit weird of a stilted way, because it's clearly one of those, like, 1960s... I was paid by the book, or they were being basically writing by the chapter. Because this was probably initially published in, like, I don't know, Playboy or some other periodical. Pretty sure Heinlein wrote for Playboy occasionally. I mean, they described it, but he used a specific metaphor that took me a minute to actually grok. But, I mean, it was described. This dude and this chick were naked. They found him. The basic premise of the book is this guy is an inventor and is really depressed. And so he decides he's going to freeze himself and head to the future. But first he's going to go take care of the thing that was depressing him, which is that he got kind of suckered out of the company that he built by someone he thought was his best friend and his fiancée. And so they ended up drugging him and making him go to the futures to get rid of him. But in the future, he discovers that the invention he was making was like something Frank. Fix-It Frank. I forget the exact full title, but basically a convenient robot that does stuff. Has already been invented, but it wasn't actually their company that did it. And he finds out that, in fact, it was him who did it, which is really confusing. Because first off, he goes from the year 1970 to the year 2001. And then he time travels back to 1970, and that's where he picked up his, he was found by the nudists. Oh, for... God, every time I do something, it just eats the block. I can't get the height I need. Anyway, the thing that I'd been convinced about for a decent chunk of the... I'm just going to restart because I'm already a few blocks down. I was convinced for a while that his cat had managed to patent the thing. Which turned out to be wrong inference, clearly, because his cat didn't do it. I'm down! Because a lot was made of his cat at the very beginning of the book, because he'd take him places and keep him in his briefcase, luggage, whatever. And when they drug him, the cat goes bonkers and leaves. He just heads out, like, after giving all of his old friends some much-needed scratches. And the cat hasn't been seen yet again in the book. I'm actually a bit surprised since he got back to the 1970s. But he's on a bit of a timeline to prevent any weird... Ow! Time travel shenanigans issues. Convenient for our protagonist. Turns out that gold is now incredibly cheap because in the future of 2001, they use gold for a lot of things, and now they mostly make it via nuclear fusion. So it was really easy to go buy a bunch of relatively cheap gold and take it with him to the past. Because, like, that works as money in the 1970s. Oh, for Pete's sake! The cat's name is Pete, by the way. I'm never sure if it's going to erase it or not. But yeah, it's very clearly the kind of book that's written on a chapter-by-chapter basis because of how its pacing is and how the ideas are kind of working. Like, clearly this was not... Ah! What? No! Oh, I hate this level. It was not designed in all in one go like an awful lot of novels are. I'll be curious to see where it goes from here. Because he's going to get... Allegedly, he's going to put himself back in a deep sleep. Cryogenically frozen to go back to the year 2001. But we'll see what happens. I don't understand the criteria for it to erase the block. It is so demoralizing when I fight so hard for a single block and then the mushroom eats it all the way down. I might be able to juke it. One, two, three. Ah, tiresome. Anyway, been a decent read so far. Need to read or listen to my sister's book that she sent me. There's a Finnish tradition, Swedish tradition, some sort of Nordic tradition, where people give each other books on Christmas Eve, and so she sent me her yearly one. I sent her one. I've been getting her a book for the same sort of thing for on Christmas Eve now. She's happy that I'm the only one who's doing it, and that I pick things that are relatively short. Been getting her a bunch of Guide to Steel comics. I got her the North Korea one. And I sent Molehill, which I think is one of his better, more recent works. Which is to say, there's only been two more recent works of his I've read. Molehill, which is really about the invention of the camera, or basically the invention of animation. Turns out the guy's still relevant, despite, having been dead a long time, because he made a lot of kind of books that animators still reference when they need to know how to draw something. Like, he did an awful lot of studies of people and things moving in the early 1900s, I'd say. His books never sold particularly well while he was alive. Though he did have a series of, oh, for Pete's sake, of lectures that were relatively successful until, the advent of other cameras. Turns out the French invented one of the more important cameras, not Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, as per usual, came to the party late and stole stuff. One of the reasons Hollywood is, in fact, in LA is they wanted to be as far away from Edison, who was in Boston at the time. They wanted to be as far away from him as possible to use his patents without paying. Don't blame him. He was kind of a dick. I'm done! See, I feel like if I get two, I should get two, and then it eats two, and then I'm demoralized and just throw it. And there goes the three I was relying on. This level's just kind of jank. Okay. There we go. Thank goodness for that tipper right there. I think that actually helped a lot. Anyway, she got me a book about some guy having cancer and going on a weird, surreal road trip. I'm not really sure what the deal with it is. She also got my dad the same book. It might be good. We'll find out when I get there, really. But apparently, she's read it, and a friend of hers had read it, and she just could not put it down. So that's a good sign, at least. Oh, come on! Anyway, the nice thing about getting her a comic thing is, like, you could sit and read through a comic in a fairly short order. And, like, these aren't really, if you want to call it a graphical novel, like, it's not a novel, it's a biographical piece. I think next year I'll either get her the, what was it, options? Like, he has a lot of good travelogue style ones. I found his Burma Chronicles one and the Israel one to be quite good. There was also Hostage, which was pretty interesting. Since his wife works for the WHO, he's got access to a lot of interesting stories. And there's a guy who got taken hostage in, I think, Serbia what is Serbia now, possibly, and was basically held hostage, chained to a radiator for the better part of like a year. In order to kind of like spice up the book a bit, because honestly, being a hostage is a very boring thing. Guy is apparently a bit of a war buff. And so, sprinkled throughout that is sort of discussions of famous wars, which is a bit weird. When he finally got out, and was no longer being held hostage, he was taken to Russia, because that was the closest reasonable place to take him, where there was a French consulate. So he asked if he could go visit a specific battle site for the Napoleonic Wars. But yeah, it did sound like it sucked a lot. One of the parts of the book that's kind of interesting is they end up moving him a few times. The first few times he's somewhere, it's like a more urban apartment. They finally kind of move him out to a rural area, and they feed him soup and bread, you know, basic stuff. And in the rural area, there's a pile of garlic cloves, just kind of sitting there, and he manages to, despite his shackles, manages to steal a few cloves, and how fantastic it was to enjoy garlic after eating nothing but watery soup for so long. Just literally just throw the garlic on a piece of bread. I would have been safe if I just stood there. Would have been safe if I just stood there. It is so demoralizing to lose blocks. What? Oh, right. Is that how garlic bread was invented? Yes. In that one specific instance. There was no butter, however, you know. It wasn't the best of the garlic bread ever. But, you know. You make do with what you can when you're being held hostage in Serbia. His other more recent work that I read sometime this year was Factory Summer. Before becoming an animator, he spent his summers in high school working at a paper mill, in part because his father worked there. Not that it really got him anything, because he was on the production side of things and his father was an engineer. And those two worlds didn't interact much in that particular factory. Blue collar versus white collar, and he wasn't very close to his father. So, but it was at least interesting. Alright, we're getting there again. I panicked. This level's so tedious. Just one block at a time. Anyway, I'll figure it out when I get there. The other option I was thinking maybe my sister might be interested in is there's a nice, another kind of biographical thing where it's about a Russian girl going to Russian camp, which is a thing apparently, in like upstate New York, I guess? I'm not exactly sure. It's semi-autobiographical because like she took a few different instances where she was at camp and kind of glommed them all together. I could see her enjoying that from perspective of she did study German in college, or Russian in college. So it could be a little bit of fun to do that and see some of the cultural stuff there. Not to mention she did do like Girl Scouts at the time, so she might find it interesting. I don't know. I'll make that choice next year. Or who knows, maybe I'll find something very, very much of interest. I'll be like, yeah, that's totally the right book for her. Dang it! Ah, just kill me. Not gonna lie, I could go for some garlic bread now. It's just soul crushing every time it eats a block. Especially if you're depending on that, like that! Especially if you're depending on the block to jump back to, and then you don't, and you just fall into the tomato. Since one of the kids that we were celebrating Christmas with was kind of on the young end, do you recommend jumping as often as I can? I mean, it works okay. Like, I'm not worried. Like, the thing is like, I can kind of just hopscotch. Not hopscotch. I can kind of just jump it. Hopscotch is adequate. Jump rope. These bits. And it's not bad. Plus, it's useful. When I don't want that. Anyway. Where was my brain going? Tomatoes! Right. So, because relatively young kid, we were listening to VeggieTales Christmas songs, because well, not VeggieTales Christmas songs. Silly Songs with Larry, the part of the show where Larry sings a silly song. And of course, the very popular ones, you know, the Water Buffalo song, which isn't really much of a song, it's just kind of a gag. Everybody's got a water buffalo, yours is fast, but mine is slow. Ow. Where'd we get them? I don't know, but everybody's got a water buffalo. And then the broccoli barges in and yells, everyone does not have a water buffalo. We're gonna get nasty letters from people asking, where's my water buffalo? And I want a water buffalo. And are you prepared to deal with that? I don't think so. So stop being so silly. Then, of course, he launches into the Everybody Has a Baby Kangaroo song, which is also silly for the same reason. And the broccoli runs into him. I was trying to remember what the broccoli's name was, but I don't really remember it. And no, it's not Brock or Lee. But the other one that I enjoyed listening to was The Dance of the Cucumber, which was presented in Spanish and had Bob the Tomato translate. It says things like, see the cucumber. Watch how he dances. Like a lion. Chasing a mouse. And, you know, hyping up how awesome the cucumber is. And then the second verse of it is look at the tomato. Isn't it sad? It can't dance. And of course Bob stops to argue with him because Bob's the tomato. And then of course the entire second verse is the same basic gimmick, except it's talking about singing. Look at the cucumber, hear him sing, like a lion who's preparing to eat. Look at the tomato, isn't it sad? It can't sing. Oh! It can't even whistle. The chuck is hard set. Yeah, like, if this was a standard chuck, I would agree with you, because a chuck that's in the air throwing takes a little bit longer between throws, as opposed to this, though it doesn't affect the throw counter. But because this guy is effectively always on the ground, by keeping him, like, flush, it makes it a lot easier to jump over to the other platform. But yeah, this level sucks because it's just tedious and long. And there's things that kill you for no apparent reason, and you celebrate every single tiny block you get upward. Oh yeah, and then Bob decides that he will commit some violence on Larry the Cucumber. He kind of deserves it. That's good. VeggieTales is one of those things that, for Christian media, really punched above its weight. Like, seriously, most things that were made explicitly for the Christian audience, especially for kids, usually were terrible. Just, like, no level of quality, because they kind of knew they had a captive audience. Like, consider things like Super Noah's Ark 3D. Like, it doesn't have to be good. Sure, it's Wolfenstein, so it's fine. Like, it's not a bad game, because it's friggin' Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein's a perfectly adequate game. But if you look at, like, some other, like, Christian video games, you're like, really? This is what you're gonna do here? Like that one the AVGN looked at, where it's like, kill all babies? Which, yeah, okay. Ow. To be fair, I was talking about the story of Moses, so there is that. That was another one that was actually good. King of Egypt. Prince of Egypt? Whatever it was. That was like an early-ish DreamWorks thing where they decided to do Moses. The Moses story. I remember that being actually quite good. Having some decent villain songs. Like you're playing with the big boys now. Like that was a legitimately good movie. But yeah, like things I remember, McGee and Me, I don't think that was terribly good. The Buttercream Gang, there were 2 movies, maybe more. I don't know if I saw the other ones, but like the first one's not very good. It's based upon like, I don't know, a chicken soup for the soul kind of thing. Story about how kids are like, oh, you want to join a gang? You gotta steal some apples from this dude's front porch. And, yeah. Because, of course, what you're supposed to do is you're not supposed to steal the apples. You're supposed to go talk to him. And he's like, oh, yeah, you do some chores, I'll give you some apples. And they're like, aha, you did the right thing. We're a gang that does good deeds and doesn't sell drugs, etc., etc. Yeah, the first one sucks. The second one's quite good because they ditch all of that crap and instead go searching for lost Spanish gold. Like, sure, there is, like, a Bible verse here and there, but, like, it's still surprisingly entertaining. And I'd probably watch that again. I'd be willing to watch that again. Other interesting things. Watched 4 Christmases. I'd seen the beginning part of it, where the 2 actors, or the actress, the couple is like doing weird flirting at the restaurant, where they're doing some sort of role-playing thing. But I've only ever seen the beginning. I didn't realize there was another whole part of the movie. Kind of entertaining. High-powered cast, like Christopher Walken was one of the dads. But the basic precept is, this couple always goes away and does something else for Christmas. And tells really dumb lies that no one bothers to question, like, oh no, we're doing charity work in Burma. Something like that. So no, we can't go for Christmas, and they just went to, like, Fiji to go, like, snorkeling or something. But they're caught at the airport by the local news trying to do a, interest story, because apparently in San Francisco, there was enough fog to prevent the planes from taking off, which, I feel like it's gotta be really foggy for that to happen. Why? Why does this keep happening? Also got to watch Jingle All the Way, which I'm never going to complain about. Love the bit where Sinbad punches Booster, the irritating mascotted critter, who's played by the guy from Revenge of the Nerds, Booger. Which is funny, though, because my brother's in-laws really, probably to an unhealthy degree, enjoy the movie Better Off Dead. And so my brother's wife pointed out that he played a character in that, which I did not remember. I haven't seen Better Off Dead in, like, a number of years. It's a good movie. If you've ever watched, like, anything that parodies the whole, like, the slopes are ours, like, basically any ski movie, it's all of them together. It's very silly. Has some good running gags, like the $2. Sorry I blew up your aunt. Like, part of the deal is the main character in that is kind of depressed and occasionally tries to off himself. But it goes wrong in some hilarious way and he ends up living. I want to say it's a John Hughes movie, but I'm not sure now. Look, I've watched a lot of John Hughes movies recently. Like, I did watch Home Alone, which I think is John Hughes. Uncle Buck. Another pretty good one. John Candy is an uncle. His brother and his brother's wife's father is in the hospital or something, and so he ends up being called up to watch his brother's kids, and he's kind of a screw-up, which is why his brother's wife doesn't want him to be watching the kids. But of course, he ends up making it all work out and saving the day. Friends to castrate a few people and hit some people in the head with golf balls and other wacky stuff. But, you know, really just any John Candy in a movie I generally appreciate. I can't think if there's any movie I've seen with John Candy in it that I didn't actually like. I'm out. Oh, that's awful. I have a suspicion there's a moon in that level. Or there's something that happens if you let the mushroom grow high enough. Oh, okay, so that the fortresses at least destroy themselves. That helps in terms of bookkeeping. That was a 4-star one, by the way. Chef Exorcism. Hello? What? What is this? Ah! Oh. Peppers! I understand what I'm looking at now. This is cute. Ah, there we go. Okay. That is one sad-looking pepper man. Yeah, that was easy. So much easier than the prior level. I was worried I need to hit all of them. That was silly. That was a nice palate cleanser after the last level, though. Alright, we've successfully in-ringed those. Hello, Mario. Eh? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. This is the Chuck Magnet. ASM. What do I need this for? I don't know why I wanted that. Does that kill him? It makes him stumble. Maybe I want that. This isn't like the raw Chuck Magnet. Like, clearly there's something else going on here. But I'm not complaining. Why? I probably wanted what was in that box. Possibly. Something weird is going on in this level. Oh. I'm here again. Hello, Mario. This is Oh, I see why it doesn't bounce, because it already bounces up there. That's interesting. Alright, let's actually get out of here. I do love it. Alright. Rip Mario style. RPG style Mario. It's true, he's dead. We'll see you'll stop the rain. Hold L to activate your sticky clothes. You can run in place to build up speed and zoom. Oh my. You can even stop falling by holding L in midair. Technology is incredible. It's slippery. What was the thing that ran off? Oh, one of those, like, Maui heads. Why is it slippery? Okay, that's solid, that's solid. How? Like, that is a really tricky jump. Oh, I still need P-Speed to clear that. This might be one I want to come back to. Oh. This is one I want to come back to. I'm not feeling that one right now. Knight of the Gompers. What's a Gomper? Oh, that's a Gomper. Maybe those are Gompers? They get any closer. Oh, I'm embiggened. There's a little bit of cutoff there, but the whole bridge is getting eaten anyway, so I don't think that's a problem. I'm not sure I dig this gimmick. I do like how the first guy is just running away from the inevitable. He does not want to get caught in the inevitable ruin. That's another thing I'm caught up on. Oh, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Love the V-Blank line? Yeah, I noticed it too. It comes and goes. It's weird because I don't feel like there's an awful lot of stuff being done. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing, but, like, there's no, like... Yo, I bet I know what it is. I bet each and every one of these sprites is getting, like, the block updated in real time, as opposed to just, like, treating them all as the same tile, possibly. I could see that, blowing your DMA times. Blowing through your budget, frame budget, but... Also seems to only happen at the beginning of the level. It doesn't... Yeah, no, I see it now. It happened then. It's hard for me to pay attention to that part of the level for, I think, obvious reasons. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Apparently going off the top of the screen is really bad for this level. Oh. Changing tile, as I said. The thing is, it should only be changing one tile, but it's not doing that, right? What it's doing is it's treating all of those as separate tiles, I guess? That is also 3 stars. It is bizarre to me sometimes how difficulty varies. Huh. Live free or blow hard. Oh, alright. I was gonna read. I meant to spin jump on him. Middle level, something similar, but near level, you offset each spread of a wall pixel so it's not on the same frame. I have pixels so it's not on the same. Oh, interesting. I see. Ah, those are jumpable. Maybe I'm a moron. I'm just gonna try to jump on it again. I meant to jump on it, so okay. Not sure I dig these things. Ow! This level blows hard. It's true. Blowing hard or hardly blowing? Yeah, this is one of those. The last thing was probably just one of those cases where taking something off the shelf didn't quite work exactly the intended way. Because if you're doing a custom, you're doing a wall of things with a standard animation, you just update one frame in VRAM, or one frame of animation in VRAM per actual frame. These things bouncing really throws me off. I do love how you can just kind of stand here and ignore him. 1, 2, 3. I should have done. Ow. I think that's a double hit thing that's happening. The thing is, of course, is for most of these, even if I find the gimmick a little bit annoying, it scarcely matters because the levels are so short. Except the last... Except that one with the chuck and platform building. Anyway. I guess other things, since I mentioned earlier, going to GDQ should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing some peeps. Getting some hacking work done. I need to pick my project for that. I've got one I should work on. I'm probably going to take my SNA. I'm definitely going to take a couple of my carts with me to try out some stuff. But we'll see. Okay, new territory. What? Oh, spin jumping. Anyway, that's one thing I did figure out about GDQ is, like, the way for GDQ to work for me if I go is, like, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm never going to be a speedrunner. I've tried that. I don't have the attention span to want to play exactly one game. And yes, I'm aware of how much Mario I've played for an indefinite period of time. It is fun to see other hackers and discuss things. But having a project or just being willing to do some archipelagos is usually a good way to go. Just do something more involved. I really do want to try to be in a tournament of some sort next time. Like, I did want to try the mystery game tournament, but I think I showed up too late to join, surprisingly. Because, like, it happened pretty early in the week. This time I'm arriving on Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. Didn't want to miss the interesting runs I could actually see. The one I really wanted to see would be Glitchcat doing Subcon 2. Or Subcon, not Subcon 2, because he's still building Subcon 2. But that's on Friday, and I've already moved on by then, unfortunately. Would have been fun. But, alas. Ow! I died the same way last time, too, I got there. I love the cityscape background. It's nice and understated and kind of helps with the level itself, since the level itself is kind of busy. It's kind of like a Game Boy-ish background is what it really looks like to me. Wait, ugh. Yeah, it should be fun. Then I won't travel for a long time. I am thinking I might try and go to Japan in August, if things work out. It really depends upon an awful lot of other factors. Hoppycat 107 is happening or has happened. Is currently happening, I think. Because it's New Year's week, and so everyone's off work, so it's time for that. I'm still not quite sure how Hoppycat summer works. I'm pretty sure people want to take time off work for that, because it's a lot of work for people who do it. But it'd be cool to go again. I'm still working under contract. It'd be pretty easy to do. Also been kind of lazy with my contract work recently. I need to kind of get on some of it. Just not very exciting stuff. But then I look at my spreadsheet of, here's how much you get paid. Sometimes it helps. I jumped. I jumped! It's always weird when people put Yoshi Island sprites in Mario World, because really, they don't look right at all. The perspective of that game is different than Mario World's. Donkey Kong Country is kind of the same problem. The camera isn't kind of head-on in those games. It's offset a little bit in the axis. Because like Mario and Sonic games, I guess Sonic does have a little bit of perspective depending upon the level and things. More so than Super Mario World. Super Mario World is very flat. Like, paper doll, puppet kind of thing. Admittedly, Paper Mario is flatter, but he doesn't live in a flat world. What was I doing to get past that? It's like I've burned through my strategy and I've just now forgotten. Okay. This one's easy. Never mind. See the problem, trying to make them fit graphically, especially with the dynamic sprites. They're required to insert frames for all 360 angles. Yeah. That's a bit much to me, but yes. Because yeah, here for those rotations, I imagine it's not all 360 degrees. I imagine it's slightly less. Because you can accomplish a lot. Not to mention you could use mirroring of various stripes to reduce the amount of rotations you need to some extent. I'd say you need at least 90 degrees, and then you could use mirroring to solve most of your other problems. But even so... makes more sense than actually trying to do the mirroring and software. Or not mirroring, the rotation and software. Dang it! Keep doing the same thing over and over. Not really a level I can, like, read chat in either, because it moves pretty quick. What else? What else? Oh yeah, caught up on Dungeon Crawler Carl. The most recent book is weird. Kind of the same sort of problem that every isekai has. Every degree of frame, you'd still be 90 frames for... Yes. That is true. It's still a lot. This is a case where, like, the word frame is massively and ridiculously overloaded for what we're talking about. But yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl has the same problem that every friggin' isekai has, which is like, we've made our characters too strong. What do we do now? The nice thing is that unlike an awful lot of other isekai and isekai related media, Dungeon Crawler Carl has a definitive end. Either they're going to get to the 18th floor, or they're not. Because that's where the game ends. But the prior chapter was, you know, Faction Wars, which very, you know, high danger, very high threat levels. And this next one is Wacky Races. And, like, Wacky Races is just such a massive de-escalation in terms of like, how it works. It's kind of clear from the percentage of the book I've read, because it's on Patreon, so you can, like, read the chapters as he finishes them, which is kind of nice. So I've been doing that. But I kind of think he's probably going to try to get 2 floors into this 1 floor, maybe, or to 1 book. Because, like, the races are almost done. Like, I think... What? It started with think he's down to having 4 or 5 racers per race, and it was one of those eliminates the slowest every time. So you're guaranteed to kind of have as the heats go on. Oh, I thought I'd waited long enough. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. But he's definitely setting up something weird on the next floor, because the next floor already has a name and was announced by the AI and all of that jazz. It's going to be a parade of horribles. Which, honestly, sounds like a really archaic term for, like, a freak show, a sideshow kind of thing. Which I guess fits well with the hack we're playing. Oh, I thought I had that. And I was watching some old coding secrets videos, and he mentioned that for Sonic 3D Blast, they needed, what, like 16 rotations for Sonic's sprite? But, you know, they cheesed it a bit by mirroring most of them, the mirrorable ones. So they only really needed, I think 8 unique rotations, 7 unique rotations, because you can't really mirror the front and the back of the hedgehog. That doesn't work. The front-facing and rear ones are not exactly symmetrical, as opposed to the, like, facing northwest and facing northeast look pretty much the same. What's sad about that guy is quite literally on the day that he released a video on a day that was pretty close to the point where they announced that the Funko Pop people were seeking bankruptcy protection or something, and he had been working on a Funko Pop video game, which by all accounts looks like it could have been fun. I still don't like the look of the dang things, but like in terms of it being like a Ready Player One orgy of multiverse crossover that isn't Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue, it could have been fun. Like, after all, he worked on, like, the various Lego games, so, like, he had a kind of feel for that. At least the studio had kind of a feel for that kind of thing. But that was the last video we posted, like, 2 years ago, so I presume that this may have, in fact, like, killed his enthusiasm for games entirely. But who knows? Dang it. If I'd gotten that jump, I would have just been able to clear the other one. Trying to figure it out if it's a distance thing or a time after spawning thing when these things start spitting. That must be a time after spawning. I should just go under it. That's the ticket to that one. The problem with auto-scrollers is it doesn't matter how much better you get at any given section, they still take the same amount of time. Yeah, I'll need something better to read on the plane on the way back, I guess, since I'm out of Carl stuff. Hey, who knows? He did say it would be the last post for the year, but maybe he'll post another chapter or so. But honestly, the chapters are pretty quick reads. I'll probably just read it as it comes out, rather than trying to save up a bit more. Well, that reminds me. I need to look into that. See if Emerald City Comic-Con tickets have already gone on sale, because that usually happens in, like, March. My sister told me she was coming out again for that one. She hadn't come to any Seattle cons in a while. Because her friends who do con stuff were going. Finally! We're going to other ones like LA or New York. They went to Chicago once. Chicago was kind of fun. Let's check out the Inchresting Inchworms. Oh god, okay. What? Not what I was expecting. So a question in terms of moderation. Those are rule against remakes of levels. But if one level is still a remake, then when it's not one by one recreated but a different in places, generally similar theme, levels are remake when it fuses level terrain and various sources. It doesn't Chimera. New sprite layout, asking for a friend. The answer is basically when we say don't make 105 clones, it's usually in reference to like little Timmy putting like spamming a bunch of enemies over 105 or something. Basically, as long as you've put enough intent and effort into it, and it's part of a larger piece, I generally would probably say, I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to do with that description, but I would say you're putting enough work into it that it's likely that it would pass muster. And to be fair, I have definitely given some levels a certain amount of latitude if they've been in like a larger piece. For instance, there was a Bandicoot hack that had quite literally a 105 as an Easter egg. Like, completely unchanged 105, which was really funny. And it just had nostalgia incoming scrolling across the top of the screen. It was just legitimately funny. So, I would say you're probably in the clear. At least in terms of how I understand and have interpreted that rule in the past. Like, you're definitely putting in enough of your own, like, stuff, is what I'm saying. And level remixes, I can be more than fine. Like, what was it? There was Super Continent World. That was, like, a tribute to Panga in remix form, if I recall correctly. Like, that could work out perfectly fine. Just need to bonk both of them so they don't get stuck later. But yeah, didn't Super Continent World use Pango? I think it might have, and that might be an issue if done without permission. But don't quote me on that. Like, typically if you use someone's base ROM, you need to ask permission. Also, what's up, TJB? How you doing? This level's such a weird thing graphically. Chillin'? Nice. I'm not even sure where the Wigglers are at this point. Like, I just jumped right through the middle of them. I'm not even sure this Wiggler knows where he is. I have messed up. Gotta say, this is a interesting hack. Made a funny thing for your brother for Christmas. ROM hack of SMW combined with an IRL escape room puzzle. Oh, fun! Some things are similar to OG SMB 1 and 3 All-Stars, but one level in particular is very inspired by 1-1 from SMB 3. It has differences, and SMB 1 levels using various layouts and multiple levels from SMB 1 with different sprite layouts to make a Gauntlet level. The rest is simply new outways. Yeah, no, I think you're fine. I would look at that and say that's perfectly fine. Like, in general, doing that kind of remix thing, as long as it's, like, done as part of a bigger concept, is usually fine. And clearly there's a bigger concept here. What's up, Groovy Gadget? Again, the rule's mostly to prevent, like, Timmy levels. It's not to say that it doesn't occasionally catch people, but I don't think I've rejected... or plagiarism. I guess sometimes it's... No, that's not really the use of that. We already do have rules for plagiarism that encompass that. Because, like, there's been a few acts that, like, have lifted levels wholesale from other sources. Like, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a hack that I had looked at some point. It was like very early in Shovda's tenure, and she noticed, I think it was Shovda, noticed a specific level that was clearly taken from some other place, or maybe it was a VLDC level. You play with the thought of going back to the thing and change the IRL escape room with something else, or gut out, maybe put on SMW Central. If not, I can always upload it. True. Playing a hack? Nice. Well, if you do that, I'd be curious to see it, because I do like a good hack that has puzzle elements. I did something similar with my nephew 6 years ago. Oh boy. I've screwed up already, I think, yeah. Every once in a while, people notice bad hack sitting on my SD to SNES screen and ask what that is, and then I have to like open it up and remember that that was the Christmas hunt hack that I'd made for my nephew. And it had some IRL puzzles, including a bit where he had to get a key piece of information by calling my sister and talking to her. Which was kind of funny. The level also, I forgot I did this. A few, I think it was 2 C3s, a few C3s ago. God, it's so hard to parse this level while doing the Wiggler thing. Also, in case anyone asks, the apple thing is because of Boone. I don't know why it does that. But I fake moderated that hack that I'd made for my nephew and explained as a gag. To explain how my moderation process works as sort of a behind-the-scenes thing. I think people liked it. There was a gag in there where I said that your screenshots are bad, because I took them and they were intentionally bad. And one of them was a picture of a cat in a laundry basket, which was a reference to a Brian Butterfield sketch. The Butterfield Timeline. Brian Butterfield is this one British comics like recurring gag character who comes up with new and fascinating business ideas that almost always are terrible. Like the Butter Tendo, which has games like Referee and Referee Second Half. Or the Brian Butterfield Diet, which is the first of those sketches I had seen. Which basically, it's great. He's like, oh yeah, follow these instructions to the letter. For morning. Meet, what was it? Eat single bran flake with low-fat spread. Drink cold water. For lunch, lettuce leaf. Drink room temperature water. For dinner, drink cold water, or hot water. And then for pudding, you eat ice cubes with artificial sweetener. But then comes Friday, and it's treat day. You can eat anything you want for 24 hours. And he proceeds to give a giant list of things like pints of cream, fluffy ruffs, garlic pudding, bonbons, etc. But in the Butterfield Timeline video, he's like, please remember to send me money for giving you the time. Here's the address, and instead it's just a picture of a cat in a laundry basket. My sister had sent me a picture of her cat in a laundry basket, so I used that. Puzzle elements were written in IRL notes, which he had to find by using the hints he'd get from beating the levels in the hack. Finding the note gave him a not very well made puzzle, and solving that gave him a combination to play the next level. I did that multiple times in the last level, which gave him the code for the codex, which had a key inside of it for a chest with Christmas. Oh, that's lovely! I will say my thing was nowhere near as elaborate. Basically, the hack was only one puzzle, and the puzzle... Well, there were two puzzles. One was do a double shell jump, which he decided to opt out of. Basically, he could either... Okay, so like the puzzle was running on emulator, so he'd play the level. I don't think that's the way I should do the level there. And then in the middle of one level, basically, he's presented with a double shell jump. I stole the gag from that, actually, from Mog World. Don't know if it happened to Mogs. Either remake the puzzle notes, include them in the game, or gut them out and just play level after level without the combination thing. Both good ideas. I keep getting the thing. Sup, fries? Ugh. You'll be happy to hear that I finally finished doing all of the editing for Baldur's Gate 2. That's completely all in the can now. That one. I still need to get, like, titles and descriptions and cards or thumbnails, but progress has been made. I actually worked on a lot of other, like, Twitch nonsense during that, like trying to make chapters in Outer Wilds using audio signals and trying to find all my deaths in Dark Souls. I have a better idea of how to do the deaths in Dark Souls thing now, so I'm probably going to give that a shot in a day or two. Tomorrow is a busy day. I need to make cookies, because it's almost... It is almost, but not quite, New Year's. I usually give some cookies out to people around New Year's. We'll see if we have D&D. I'll bring some cookies to D&D if I'm not feeling lazy. Maybe gummy bears as well, because I have so many gummy things. Okay. Dang it! It's a case where the regrab just kills me. I don't really have a lot of options. This level is an interesting concept. But if I want to see this one again. Music? Oh, I'll probably just go wander around the neighborhood. Play some pinball. Nothing too exciting. Probably do a stream day of, long before the ball drops in this time zone. Hang out a bit, chill. I'm already doing way more stuff later. So, like I'm gonna be flying back out to the East Coast on the 3rd. I'm going to Pittsburgh. Gonna meet up with the GDQ people, which, because of my decision to do this a bit late, I'm got a kind of crappy hotel thing. You can say you are in fact a year ahead of me, or will be soon. Well, at least I do have, but I got a slow grow to your slowpoke, so I'm beating you on that front. Dang it. Actually, on the front of getting some stuff done, I messaged Desi about trying to get Metroid on the calendar. Because I initially thought maybe I'd try to get Metroid done before I left, and that's just not going to happen. That one muncher is going to kill me more than anything else in this game. That's what keeps happening is I keep doing this regrab there. And I hope that I can manage to keep the muncher or the wiggler where I need it to be. And then I re-grab it instead and it dies. I mean, I could just try to jump lower there. Probably work just as well. Or I'll just keep doing that regrab I don't want. Anyway, Desi hasn't gotten back to me is really the only part of that was important. I think this level is just going to require me to focus more than I want to. Like, the worst part is I legitimately don't think I understand where the Wiggler is half the time. And it's a surprisingly hard level to read what's going on just because of the tile set. Anyway. All I'm saying is I got stuff in progress, which is good. Ugh. I don't want that regrab! Boop. But yeah, the important thing this week is basically making sure I get CLDC stuff done before I head out again. But I think that that'll probably work out, I think. Because what I want to do is on New Year's Eve, do like a daytime stream, and I'll probably do CLDC if I don't manage to finish it tomorrow. And then I can do work on all the post stuff on that later. I still have a decent amount of writing to do for that. I need to do some editing, and there's a few that I didn't fill out. A not uncommon problem is whenever, whatever the last one of the night is, rather than writing notes and holding people up, I usually just wade people along and send them out. And the problem with that, of course, is then I want to go to bed right after the raid, so I do that, and then I don't write the notes for the last level. So there's a couple, like, 2 or 3 levels I need to write notes for that are presently blank, which is dumb. Just not being well organized on that front. I'm kind of wondering, has Boosius ever, like, entered an LDC? I feel like I've never seen that name on a level. But based upon what I'm seeing here, is I get the feeling do pretty well. I still don't get that. Wait, what am I doing? There's a reason to go left then right. I go right then left. Oop, oop. Anyway. Tomorrow, we got tomorrow, basically what I need to do is go to the store and buy chocolate chips. That's like the big thing I need to do before I can make cookies. Because I don't have any. I went and looked. Usually when I buy chocolate chips, I buy a decent amount, so that anytime I want to make cookies in the future, I can just whip them out. I also need to buy some of the more perishable goods for it. I don't have any eggs. And I don't have any, I need to buy new flour. My flour is about a year old, which is probably fine, in all honesty, since I freeze it. But I figure that it's probably okay to just buy another bag of King Arthur flour after a year. But oh, and of course, brown sugar. Brown sugar's annoying, because it stales. I get the feeling that maybe there's an intended way of doing this level that's smarter than what I'm doing. keep getting stuck in the air when I want to launch. Like, you can see that's where I want the big jump. Instead, I get this little dinky re-grab jump. At least they aren't yellow spikes. This would be a nightmare to sort out if these things were yellow spikes instead of munchers. Because the wigglers. But anyway, stuff to be done. Probably a few things. What other things I want to do? I mean, the year's almost over, which is kind of nice in some ways, and kind of isn't in others. You always look back and say, did I really accomplish everything I wanted to this year? And frequently the answer is no. Oh, dang it! So what happens when I do this? Okay, they just behave weirder. Just want to see what it looked like when I was standing still, because I frequently don't have an option for that. Anyway, I think what I might do on the plane is take a look at some of my locally stored Twitch stats and see, like, how many games did I actually beat this year? Because I really don't know. Like, I beat BG2. That's a thing that happened. But otherwise, it's kind of hard to... I guess I also beat Baba, didn't I? That's a thing that happened this year, I'm pretty sure. Outer Wilds. A few incidental games. What's up, Mero? How you doing? I'm taking a moment and reflecting while I'm wiggling. Commence to jiggling. Oh man, that was such a weird episode of Aqua Teen with, like, the evil talking dolls. Like, Meatwad wants this, like, prospector doll that jiggle dances, but instead they get him Happy Time Harry, who is a depressed alcoholic doll instead, for reasons. That's the furthest I've been at the level. You alright? I'm pretty good. Just got back from Christmassy stuff, already flying back out on Saturday for more East Coast stuff that is happening, and then after that I'm not traveling for forever. That's the plan. How you doing, Matt? Again. Haven't forgotten Pokemon. Put my head on CLDC, maybe we'll see about Pokemon on Friday or something. Of course, that's also the day that I need to, like, pack up and head out. Still doing good? Nice. I'm still doing good, too. Bit tired. Had our college reunion thing yesterday, which was kind of funny. So some of us showed up. And the guy who engineered the whole thing, like, an hour or so, like, it's a bit weird to be late to your own party. So I decided to text him. Like, hey, no, it's a bit weird to be absent for your own party, but if not, you've not shown up, that's cool and all. I was like, oh shit, that was today? Which was really funny. He has a 1-year-old kid, so easy for him to forget. Watch a friend play GBA, DKC3, and Lurkin. Nice. Yeah, I'll probably still do some streams on the East Coast. Maybe not all Dragon Mirrored. I might play something else. I may be happy with where I left Dragon Mirrored. Homesickness? Yeah, traveling a lot can get difficult. But, like, I've done a lot of traveling in my time. I'm pretty good at it. Pokemons could be on the lists. Basically, after MagFest, I don't have much of an agenda on the East Coast until Thursday. So basically, MagFest is going to be only the, like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday kind of thing. I'm not going on Sunday. Sunday MagFest is a depressing place. Just kind of like Sunday DEF CON is a depressing place. But yeah, I find with homesickness, like, mostly what I miss is just sometimes how things are set up. Not having to wear pants, which is nice. Get homesick in a couple days, yeah. I think, for me, it really depends upon where I'm traveling. I would say, like, the longest trip I've done in a while was going to Japan for almost a month. And I didn't really get homesick. What I did eventually really want was a soft bed. The Japanese business hotels and the like are always like, here's a firm mattress for you to be on. Good luck. Depressing? Wait, what? But I just think I like traveling. As long as it's not too much in a given year, but I do a lot. Been meaning to go visit my brother. Last days on events. I have missed the plot as to why this has come up. Oh, depressing. Okay, oh, I see what you mean. Here's the thing, is that there's a reason I threw DEF CON in that list too. MagFest runs 24/7. Not 7, but like 24/4. And so basically, people tend to go a little bit overboard. And there's a lot of drinking at MagFest, and so like Sunday is the depressing day because everyone's just hung over to all hell. I didn't go last Sunday, and I mentioned this to Fawful, who's a big MagFest dude. And he's like, yeah, no, don't go on Sundays. They're just depressing. So, I imagine if there was, like, something I really cared about, like there was a panel or something I really wanted to see, but MagFest runs from, like, Thursday at, like, noon or something, straight to Sunday at, like, 2. And, like, that's a lot. That's a lot of time to be at a con, especially when it doesn't actually stop. Like, every con I've been to, yeah, the expo or other halls close at, like, 8, 6 usually for that. And then there's, like, a few other things that are still open. Like, at PAX, various panels still run, or there's a concert, or there's concerts, or things, but, like, eventually, or the free play games, but, like, quite literally, it's like, by 10, they want you out. MagFest, I was still playing pinball till, like, 2 in the morning. At least one of the days I went last year. So, and there were people out milling about and doing things and cosplay and all this. It should be fun, actually. My mom went and got a ticket. Last year, I bought a ticket for my little sister, hoping she could go, but she got sick. And so, I was looking into selling it, the MagFest ticket, because that's a thing you can do. Like, they don't want you, like, you can't sell for above, like, basically you could sell at cost or lower, is their general ethos, because, like, please don't scalp. And I'm like, I respect that. So, I was looking into how that worked, and then my mom was like, hey, I think I want to go. I'm like, alright, fine, we'll go. So Saturday we went, looked at some indie games, watched some cosplay people, had lunch, or dinner, and then she went home a lot earlier than I did, drove her car back, and then I caught an Uber later. What's nice, of course, for MagFest, much like going to PAX, is like, it's a 20-minute trek, at most. That includes parking. Like, I could drive to PAX. I never do, because there's a straight shot. There's buses. The buses are pretty close and convenient. Like, if I'm going to a con downtown, I'd rather just take the bus, because it solves so many problems. And there's a decent number of buses that go wherever I need to go. I can take a few different routes. But MagFest is similar in that it's, like, not that far away from where my mom lives, and so, like, it's really easy. I did stay at my sister's, it'd be a bit further, which is a little more annoying. But we'll see what she wants to do versus what my mom wants to do when I get there and figure it out. But yeah, the plan for that, for basically the next week, like I'm leaving Saturday, and then I'll be, oh yeah, I have a different hotel. So basically, I looked into it. They wanted to charge a lot more money for Sunday night at the Hilton or whatever whatever the hotel is for the event. And so I have a hotel. I'm in a different hotel for like the first night, but my plan is basically, to go. I don't know if I'll drop my stuff off or just go straight to like the practice room or check my bag at the hotel. What I probably will do is just have enough stuff in my backpack that I can just go from the hotel and go to the next spot. We'll see. Because you can't, like, check in directly from one hotel to another that way. But, like, I'm in the Hilton, and then I'm in the hotel at GDQ until Wednesday. And then I fly out Wednesday afternoon. And from there... maybe I should just quit this level. It's annoying me. I don't feel like I'm making good progress. I think I might need to just reapproach this when I'm less tired. Alright, we'll come back to this one. Let's check out the water level, I guess. This is not a real water level. Oh, you can't jump. You can't swim. And then Wednesday I'll fly over to DC. This level's cute. And Thursday is MagFest. You sum a percent of MagFesting. And then the subsequent Thursday, so after MagFest and everything, I'll head over to Boston for the mystery hunt, and then I'll come home. So a lot of stuff to do. I'm just gonna wait for this fish to go. Alright, so they are restricted to water. Okay, cool. This level's funky. Possibly even funky fresh. Somebody knew there was gonna be a porcupuffer soon. Much easier level. Anyway, yeah. I still need to arrange my Mystery Hunt hotel and flight. I haven't decided if I'm gonna take the train or fly. Because, like, from DC to Boston's an hour flight. The train is 7 hours. And I've had bad luck last time I took it. Admittedly, that was because it was Inauguration Day, but still. Funny Watercube Island. Oh, you... I don't like Funny Watercube Island. Now, anyway, MagFest is actually really cool, especially because of the 24-hour thing. It's a unique experience. So these are just red for the sake of being red. I should try and find a picture and post it to Discord, but like there was one bit where like there was a guy on like a saxophone and a guy in like a full fursuit, and they were just jamming out. Hanging out in a specific, like, jam area. Okay, so those are demarking things. Okay, I can work with that. Have to find the picture, because it's funny. But it's a good event, you know. I like... The thing is it, like, hits a lot of spots that other conventions do for me pretty well. I didn't think that was going to be a left and right fish. Like, they've got a big indie games contingent, which is cool, especially because, like, some of them are incredibly, like, hyper-local to the DMV area. They've got an artist alley, which I didn't discover until a bit too late, so I didn't get a good run-through. I don't like single-tile water. They've got free-play games of various stripes, lots of tournaments going on. They do some amount of panels. I know this guy who's... Well, I know of this guy who's in the video game history majig thing, and he's gonna do... Probably do a panel on why Final Fantasy VIII is the best game ever, because that's just his thing, I guess. It's a bit weird, but hey, you know. Everybody's got a thing. That's just this dude's thing. There we go. Which I think is fascinating. Oh yeah, and the cosplay was actually pretty cool. They had like time spot in the atrium where cosplayers of various different things. Ask if he's played the other Final Fantasy games. I mean, I know that Fiskbit shares the opinion that Final Fantasy VIII is the best Final Fantasy VIII because he views it more of an engine where you play triple triad than anything else. And that's a perfectly fine opinion. Dang it. It's funny because honestly, I think Final Fantasy VIII in a lot of ways is one of the more forgettable ones. When did Fiskbit hit his head? He just doesn't like RPGs. Like, that's just been his thing forever. He's never liked them, and probably never will. And that's fine. The whole level scaling thing ruins it? Yeah, I think that was a terrible decision. The problem with that game is really where you get your power from is so unintuitive. Right? It's all about the junctioning, and you need to draw really cool spells through the junctioning, which means you really don't want to be using your spells. Like, it's such a weird set of mechanics, I'm just not sure how they thought it would all glue together. And these summons are fun the first few times you see them. There comes a point where you're just dreading it. Yeah, he's in tech. I mean, I don't think liking RPGs is a requirement to be in tech. Not liking single-tile water, however, is a requirement to be in Mario. Went from a level with a gimmick that I really enjoy to one that I absolutely dread. Dang it. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII is just weird. Honestly, it's one of those things where I look at this and I'm like, if they'd centered the whole story on Laguna, I think it would have been a better sell. Like, he has a much better story than the teenagers do. And not to mention the plot twist that's so dumb. I mean, there's a lot of them that are so dumb, but that one that I'm thinking of, oh, we all knew each other forever ago. We just all have amnesia because of Guardian forces. It's like, really? That's where you're gonna go with this? This is the choice you've made, Mr. Squaresoft. And yeah, the level scaling thing is just also kind of crap. Like, basically, the most important thing in that game is getting Doom Train, I'm pretty sure. A missable Guardian Force. Because that allows you to, like, crunch... How did that work? It had an ability that was really important. Still comes to tell you they fixed the grinding with level scaling, even though they didn't fix it. It made you have to grind some completely different source. Yeah, exactly. And then when you did first, you get punished for the game playing traditionally, instead you have to do a thing that feels like you're breaking it. Level scaling is all you've done so they can reuse certain enemies over and over. Yeah, nope. 100% with you on that. Like, the whole way of getting power in that game just does not work. Was there a no encounters ability? No. It had something to do with being able to crunch stuff down, like turn cards into spells or something. It's been a long time since I've played Final Fantasy VIII, and I don't feel the need to reiterate it at this point in time. If I did, I might play the PC version, just to play with the, like, weird... I can't believe it's not a Dreamcast VMU device. extra side game thing where you have like, what it was, Roombas? Mumbas? Whatever the cute, useless, furry animal thing was for that game. Mambas? I think it was Mambas. But like there was an extra little like companion app you could play to emulate the PlayStation, not VMU. Pretty sure the speedrun makes use of it, or at least the 100% speedrun did back when I watched the one guy who did that over and over. The 100% RPG speedrun guy. Okay. No encounters ability feels so wrong. I mean, a lot of things feel wrong in that game. Dang it! I hate single tile water. I want to go back to the mushroom. Dang it. Doop, doop, doop. There's a lot of auto-scrollers in this one. Okay. Three. Jump one side of fish. Jump other side of fish. Dry land. Take a break. Take a break now. Ride Chuck. Oh good, it's over. Get me out of here. It was option to work with it, but still technically you get to learn it pretty early. If you get the lamp quickly at the start. Yeah, you get the lamp pretty quick. You could fight the devil. Accelerating Sky. I just have a feeling this is going to be another auto-scroller. Try to decide if I like this or not. Oops. No, I just did an auto-scroller. I need something different. Water Park is 5. What was that last level? 4. As Boss Bass, so it's 10 out of 10 in your book. Let's check out the water park, see if I want to do this. What? Oh, it's Flood. Everybody loves Flood. Oh, that was Death. I was hoping that was a gimmick, like a... Ooh, Flood. Wait a second. This is a spot that, like, could have a secret. No, it doesn't. It just kills you. Oof. Well, at least it's unmetered Flood. It's a funny thing about Mario Sunshines. I don't think there were very many segments where I'm like, oh no, I'm running out of water that weren't like, I need to spam water on all of this stuff levels. Like cleaning the goop in, what was it, Panada? Whatever, the one where you have to use Yoshi to open up the area. Can I? Okay, I can bonk it. Alright. Cool. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, we managed to make it to a new section. Ow. Ow. Dagnabbit. Yeah, this might be another one of those, like, I'll come back to this. Like, flood levels are general. Like, this, the flood... It's an older ASM. You don't see it used much anymore. I'd go for some sauce. Oh. So what's in the water that's coming up? Oh. Death. Okay. Oh. I'm not sure what I expected. I understand now. We gotta go way faster. How? Okay. I don't think I understand exactly how I'm attracting those things. I think it's if you're in the air, they move. It looks like that might be the case. If you're in the air and above them. Very spiky. It's arrowing. Sliding Mario is Superpower Mario. That was a bad idea. Let me just make that. Aesthetically, I like the little weird spikes, but they're also, like, throwing me off. 1. Oh, 2. I toot it. If you're above them, they move. They try to spike you. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, we're out. Molehill Mountain. Yeah, let's go to Molehill Mountain. Oh man, it's almost 2:30, okay. Oh, hello. I expected the moles, I didn't expect the punching dudes. Kirby's Dream Land 3, the spike heads? That makes sense. Aesthetically, they kind of work as Mario enemies. They're not, like, that far out of the realm, but the fact that they have some Nintendo DNA probably helps. For the Secret Santa, so they have a lot of different traditions, my brothers-in-laws, and one of them is they do a white elephant gift thing, which usually isn't, like, quite as bad as a true white elephant gifting, where, like, they're items no one wants. So, usually, what I've done in the past is I've usually, like, oh, it's a short level. I've gotten, like, some combination of weird items, but this time, like, right before I walked out the door, I'm like, oh, wait, I've got the perfect thing. I bought a Kirby plush toy that's a keychain, like, not a keychain, but like a bag ornament. I forget what the term is used, but, like, this is a pretty common bit of Japanese swag for different brands. And it's Kirby wearing a chef hat. I bought it in Ueno Station. There's a place called Character Street. And basically, it's where all of the various anime, I don't know, it's not quite the right term, but various brands typically have a store there. So there was one for the NHK, which is sort of the Japanese version of PBS, that had, like, a big statue of Domo-kun, but didn't sell anything Domo-kun related. They also did Cardcaptor Sakura stuff. I'm kind of confused as to how that worked out, but I don't know. And then they had other big brands. So Pretty Cure had basically one of the most eye-bleeding stores I've ever seen. Hololive had a store. Shonen Jump had a store, and then also, also One Piece alone had a store, which I think's hilarious. So, but yeah, there was a Kirby Cafe there. One of a few. I know there was also one... oh, I can't buy that. There's also one of those in near the Skytree. Along with a Pokemon thing. But anyway, the point here is I went and bought this Kirby little plush bag charm, I think is the right term. And that was a good thing for White Elephant, because people actually wanted it, which was nice. I ended up with this fidget cube thing, which was honestly pretty nifty. And they let you trade at the end, and you know, most people are not going to complain about trading for better stuff. There's always one or two things that the smaller kids want. Previously it was like squashmallows or something, like big plush. I think they had like a burrito or something, and that was what the younger kids had wanted to duke it out over. Never understand moles and how long they take to spawn, because it's actually different depending upon which world map you're on, which is a weird concept. But anyway, that's what I got for that. It was pretty good. One of the other ones they do is they do the stockings, so the grandparents, grandparents, basically give everyone about $30, I think. And you write down 3 items, and you're supposed to get at least 2 of them. And so I always write the same things. I want Red Bull, and I want Haribo gummy things. And then usually the third one, I try to come up with something funny as a gag. And you're not supposed to know who has who until you open the stocking. So we then shuffle out into different cars and go and fulfill the lists. And I end up with my brother's wife. And I think I've had her like every year pretty much. Because it's always the same thing. It's she wants a specific book from the Mormon store. Something like, it's not quite a diary, but like it's a calendar book of sorts. Relating to one of the various books that the Mormons hold dear and holy. I'm dying to you again. And then I got her some pretzel. Oh, that was the weirdest thing. Popcorn. They mix like savory and sweet popcorn together. It's so weird. Not my jam. Nice to meet you. No, I'm leaving you alone, Arnold. Let's go check out another world. Montgomery's Comet. I'm not allowed to go up there. That's interesting. Let's see what happens if I go in this one. Oh, it's this. I know this gimmick. So anyway, what I wrote on mine was, I wanted a vowel. And my brother was explaining to the person, I didn't see who it was till after the fact, what I meant by that. Because it was an unexpected thing. I like the background. I know how it's done, but it looks nice. Also, Toho musics. Montgomery blasts! Montgomery blasts! Montgomery blast! Montgomery blast! Montgomery blast! Montgomery blast! Montgomery blast! Montgomery blast. Okay, what? Oh God! Okay, now that's funny at least. Oh, I think I already got the one up, didn't I? Burned through that already. It's so silly. I really would... Okay, well that was a level. The cutoff berries are because it's Boone. There's a reason for that. I don't remember why. It's not actually a thing in the hack. It's fine. If we change the character to something else, it'll look correct. Just as an example here. Random. What did I get? Mumbo. Yeah. You see from here, The berries, yeah, the berries will look fine. I don't know why. I probably should try and fix this at some point. They are in Graphics 32, it's true. I ripped Boone out of things.smc, and that might not have been the best choice. There's at least 2 different characters that have this sort of issue. Boone is one, I think Paper John's the other. So, but it's one of those, if I see it, I know it's not likely to be the problem. It's not likely to be the problem of whoever did this. I just need to fix it so the berries don't do this. Like, quite literally, it's just Boone that does this, and I don't remember why. Something to keep in mind for me later. Let's see what Schrodinger's Mario's about. Oh, hello. So I'm rapidly changing between big state. Fascinating. This is a bit like messing with the Uber ASM thing where it messes with 19. Anyway. I got lucky. These are literally just Lakitus. I just didn't expect it. Maybe I'll find a better ROM to rip Boone from. And that would solve the problem. Oh. I'm looking at that snow and wondering if that's 2 layers of snow or just one very cleverly animated layer. Friggin' boo, laser beam. Berries and player in the same graphic set because for some reason it had crammed the berry animation same file as player sprites. Yeah, that always weirded me out, especially because like there's chunks of the player sprite that are outside of Graphics 32. It felt like a really odd idea to put like the berries and things in Graphics 32 when like you put like chunks of Mario's foot in a different graphics file. But as we all know, Mario World is a well-programmed game that has no bugs or other strangeness in them. Just how it be. Very relaxing level music. Nice try. I wasn't ready for that. I was looking at those blocks thinking like, what's the deal with these blocks? I've been lucky twice. Didn't need to be lucky thrice. Oh. I'm debating if I want to continue along. That is some pig right there, though. I wonder what the deal with this whole area is. So let's see, 21 exits. So I want to let's poke around and find like one silly one to do. Touhoubular. All right, fine. Let's see what touhoubular is. Somehow this actually met all of my expectations of what I was expecting. Chuck. All right, so what happens if I cross these? I just die. Does touching the wall kill me? Okay, so I died because I touched the wall. The Chuck Kamek is so good. Oh, so those explode when you cross their paths. Okay, that's cool. What? Yeah, walls in Touhou, not a common feature thanks to Zune, but hey, you know, sometimes these things happen. There are at least Touhou fan games that have walls. Like, any of them that aren't, like, straight-up shoot-'em-ups. Any of the many Metroidvanias or platformer-type games. And yeah, the torpedo killing me by flying vertically up is still pretty funny, and I know why that happened. Torpedo Teds are always dangerous. Yeah, the dead one launched it. It's always funny to see. Touhoubular. It's actually a nice level because I can just take my hand off of half the controller and let the right hand be happier. What's funny is you'd expect there to be Touhou music. I don't think this is Touhou music. At least it doesn't scan to me as Touhou music. This ASM would work well for an irritating... Someone did irritating stick in a QLDC level. Who did... Was it a... It might have been a Daiso level. It was the casino level. There was a gimmick where you need to get enough coins. And you had to play different little mini games to do it. So like the Battle Royale and a pachinko thing and a few others. And the Battle Royale thing was broken for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's QLDC. It had like Elite Hacker Peach. Because it was Bowser's Casino and he was doing something silly. I forget exactly how the whole thing worked. But one of the various games you could play was Irritating Stick, Mario. It's such a great name, because it really does convey everything you need to know, but it's also an absolutely terrible name. I'm gonna get the... Okay, this is fine. That level was weird. Oh, yeah. Not even like standard, like, Daiso weird. Daiso core. It was just weird. There were parts of that I really liked. I actually quite enjoyed playing the pachinko machine thing. The Battle Royale, I think, would have been fun. Blackjack was confusing. There was one game I really liked, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was the Battle Royale. It just took a while because of the massive number of coins you need. And I think I hit a crash, but it might have been my fault. I don't remember. Oh. It's one of those things where Touhou has an advantage. You don't play Touhou on a controller. You just don't. You play it on a keyboard, so you know your button presses will be orthogonal. Hammock Chuck as Keck World. Yeah, no, it definitely feels like I see what you're... I do see what you're saying. It does have that feel to it. Oh! The wall touching thing. Why is there a lava lotus that does nothing at the beginning of the level? Right. Honestly, though, it looks like it's really well... It's definitely well done. I know Boosius has a certain amount of, like... YYCHR skills. Ow. Because I mentioned earlier, like, he made the little... he made the Pokey Sprite. Didn't take much time, and uses the same palette as Mario. I'm still impressed. Which is nice, because it does make it so these slightly different color than a normal Pokey, so I can know if I'm a Pokey or not. Not again. I can bonk my head, I think, I just realized, but I can't run into a wall. Okay, straight up. Down. Look up, look down. Say hi to Mr. Frying Pan. We did it! Alright, cool. Touhoubular is done. So far, best name in the entire hack. And I do love that Chuck. That Chuck is fantastic. Alright, it's 3 a.m. Not quite 3 a.m., but it's close enough in my book. I think it's time for me to call it. There's a lot more to this hack that I'm going to need to look into, because Christ, it has 96 exits. Like, let's take a quick jaunt. Oh, I'm not allowed to do that? Oh, there we go. It's start, not select. Let's take a quick look at the big world map. Got the trees with the cat face. Got a Chuck peeking out of the water. Got what appears to be a switch palace. Oh, I should be paying attention to that. In a forest. Like, this is a nice overworld. I think it's a nice little overworld. There's still so much to do. Like the Wiggler level. And everything else around there. But we'll figure that out later. It's not rush this one, I suppose.